If you've ever wanted to have better sex and have a quick hack to take your lovemaking to the next level, then today's video is going to be for you. So make sure you watch it all the way to the end. I am Céline Remy, the Intimacy Angel.
And I'm Kevin Anthony, the Truth Warrior. And if you've ever wanted to know how can I possibly have better sex, then make sure that you like, share, and subscribe because our channel teaches you that, and so will this video.
All right, so when it comes to sex, everybody wants to have better, bigger, more, all of that. But
yes, please.
Is it all about knowing a new trick, a new skill, or is it about how you show up? What do you have to change first?
Well, the first thing that you should do is set an intention for your lovemaking. So you're about to have sex. What is the reason? What is the intention for that lovemaking session? Nearly everything else that you do in life has an intention behind it, or at least it should. Otherwise, you're just sort of going through the motions. But you set an intention, which is what you want to get out of the experience. And the thing is how can you get something specific out of an experience if you don't even know what you want?
This is such an important step that most people don't take the time to lay down. It's the foundation to keep you going over time, because at first it's so easy to want to have sex, to have all the hormones that just you're so passionate about each other, you can't keep your hands off of each other. But after a while, things settle down and it makes it a little bit more difficult to get back into that chemistry phase of your relationship. And in order to recreate some of that and to continue to feel the excitement, using communication can help you get there, and having a higher purpose, bigger than just, hey, I'm getting off because it feels good, will help you keep the momentum going over the years. And what I love about that piece of setting an intention too is that it opens up a dialogue, because maybe one day somebody needs some more relaxation, maybe somebody needs something specific, right? And the two of you can combine your intention into a common goal. Maybe you want to manifest something in your life. Maybe you want to purchase a home. Maybe you want to get a new car. You can both focus on that goal. The more you can feel emotions, the more you can feel it in every fiber of your being, the clearer you can be with your intention, the more likely it is that you're going to get there. And so there's no intention that's better or not as good as the other. Just wanting to have a relaxation or a release is a great intention. What's interesting too is that the other day I asked Kevin about, hey, what is your intention? And his intention, I was giving him a blowjob, and his intention said, I want to be sexually connected with you.
I wanted to connect sexually with you.
Yes.
Was my intention for the experience.
And so I went in to give him a blowjob, but because of the intention, it kind of left the door open to something more. And because it was like, I want to be sexually connected with you, and I was like, well, I'm kind of feeling open to it. Let's move into something more after the blowjob. Let's have sex. And we had great sex. But all of that happened because of the clear intention that opened up the door for more.
Exactly. I'm so glad I created that intention.
There you go. So set this intention. Now, set your intention, make love. What do you do next?
All right, the next is to debrief after the lovemaking. Okay, sometimes when we tell people this, they go, like the last thing I want to do is go into like a massive debriefing and get all in my head and blah, blah, blah. We're not telling you need to do that. However, it is extremely helpful when the time is right, and it might not be immediately after the orgasm. It might be 10 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe you've cuddled for a while, whatever, after the actual sex. But the idea is to talk about it. What did you like? What didn't you like? What went really well? What would you like to do again next time? I can't tell you how many times guys have said to me that they think afterwards, boy, I hope she really liked that. I hope that was good for her. He has no clue. No clue, because he didn't ask, he didn't talk about it. So now he's going, well, I think maybe she liked that thing and maybe it was good for her. I enjoyed it, but I don't really know what's going on, because they didn't talk about it.
And that part is essential because then not only do you listen, but then you can put into action what you've learned from listening and paying attention to what your partner said. If your partner's like, I like this move or that, just make sure you do it again. I mean, obviously. The cool thing is you also get to learn about each other, and then you get to adjust as time goes forward, right? Because we're not static, especially as women. We tend to change all the time.
Really?
So it's really helpful to have that. What I love about that talking afterwards too, but in terms of what part did you really like? It continues to release some of the good chemicals that got released in the lovemaking.
Aha, that takes us to the third thing on our list,
which is to continue talking about the experience even into the next day. And we have a little game, like we take a walk every morning, and often if we made love the night before, we'll ask each other, so tell me about your evening, and we kind of recap what happened. What's amazing about this is that it continues the afterglow. It continues to put energy into what we created the night before, and we still can feel it. As a matter of fact, studies have shown that when you have lovemaking, and I would say like good lovemaking, and you had this afterglow, it usually lasts for 48 hours. So by talking about it and continuing to put energy into it, you are capitalizing upon the very good feelings that you've generated.
Yes, and if you've listened to us for any length of time, you know we talk a lot about what we call the constant state of arousal, which is maintaining some arousal all the time so that when it's time for lovemaking, you don't have to go from 0 on your arousal scale and try to get to a 7 or 8. You go maybe from 5 to a 7 or 8. It's a much smaller move, much easier to do. And so talking about it the next day is one of those things that can help you maintain that constant state of arousal.
So there you have it. Set an intention, debrief after the lovemaking, and continue talking about the experience. By the way, I want to make sure that when you're talking about the experience, it's in positive words, right? So that you can keep this arousal going.
All of this is ruined if all you do is complain about the experience.
So make sure you give it a positive spin. But if you do this, it's going to take your lovemaking to the next level, and it's also going to inspire you to want to put more energy and creativity into the intimacy. All right, we hope today's video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in our next video.